Just because, let's go check on this fella, because basically when you went to job centre, you must have said things to them, and they've contacted us, and I've just come to see about that. They've just expressed concerns.
What were the concerns?
Told the person that you're going to go to London with a cookery knife.
Technically, yes, I did say that, yeah. Yeah.
It does actually say here to hunt with a knife for animals to eat.
I didn't say that.
No? Alright.
But I do require the knife for the journey, yeah. But no, cookery is, I used to serve in the army in the Gurkhas. Important context, worked with the Gurkhas. But I did well articulate that knives are important for survival. And I said it's quite sad that I have to take that knife off and throw it in the bin as I enter London to avoid getting shot, because I intend to go protest.
I attempted to speak to the job centre, but they were somewhat reluctant to speak to me. After multiple messages, I did eventually manage to speak to a manager. Here's the conversation.
Yeah. Why did she call the police? Why did she feel the need to report me to the police?
Right, yeah, so looking at the report that came through, it's because during some point in the interview you mentioned carrying a knife and going down to London.
And what was it about what I said that you found alarming? Because I'm assuming you've got context along with that, don't you?
It's just the fact that you said you were carrying a knife.
She mentioned I was carrying a knife, or going to be carrying a knife?
He was carrying a knife.
She mentioned that I was carrying a knife, and was I carrying a knife?
I don't know, that's why, yeah. I'm sure, I don't know, so, policy, if anyone ever mentions that they've got a knife, or carrying a knife with them, then we have to report that to the police.
Told the person that you're going to go to London with a cookery knife.
She said that I intended to use this knife to kill animals. Is this what Katie told you?
No, it's just that you were carrying a knife.
Did Katie mention anything about animals?
No, nothing to me, no.
It does actually say here to hunt with a knife for animals to eat.
So, is it legal for me to carry a knife for bushcraft purposes if I am homeless?
Yeah, I'm unsure on legalities on carrying a knife.
The law states I am allowed to carry my knife for bushcraft purposes. However, let's get to the point of what was said there. They state they have a policy that if somebody is carrying a knife that they must report it to police, which is fair. However, in the initial conversation with the police, it was not alleged that I carried a knife into the job centre. This is something that's been added later, as an excuse for calling the police and using the policy to justify it. Additionally, she didn't inform her manager that her initial concerns were about animals, like she mentioned to the police. The reality is, she didn't have a justification to call the police. And though they're using safeguarding as their justification, there is no action being taken as to why and how I'm being harassed by police to the point where I legitimately believe they will shoot me if given the opportunity.